You never get a sense that it's Tim Burton. It's Tim. It's a real joy, I have to say. I hope every actor gets the ability to work with him.
I think that Wednesday has always challenged norms, but your version of Wednesday pushes that even further, you know, emotionally, socially, ideologically. So what part of her evolution speaks most to you as a woman today?
Yeah, she's very analytical, and so am I. I have I find myself oftentimes watching and observing and, taking quiet note. And, this version of Wednesday, that's definitely, I think, where we're closest. But we're also very blunt and unapologetically so. And I definitely think she helped me embrace that a bit more in myself. But there's nothing wrong or, nothing, there's always a way to handle things with grace and, an appreciative nature. But sometimes not even sometimes, I just find it's much healthier and much stronger to just say what you mean and get the point across. And I feel like sometimes, especially nowadays, people are scared of a lot of things, and rightfully so, but we should never be scared of honesty, and we should be having these important conversations and saying what we mean. So I would say that's maybe where we connect most.
Well, I know for Bianca's journey, a huge part of it is that because she's had this mask on this whole time that's gotten her to this point in her life, she obviously her home is being threatened and her safety is being threatened, and because she's worked so hard to build this kind of veil, she has a trouble letting it go and leaning on folks and being vulnerable and open with what she needs. And so I certainly kind of went through the same thing while we were filming, and it was really beautiful to come to this understanding, like, oh wait, Joy, you also need to open up and allow your loved ones to take care of you.
I think there's so many cool, strong female characters in this show, and it's really good that we get to dive deeper into all of them and explore their complex minds. And I think I'm inspired by most of the women in this show, the actors and the characters. I think there's a lot to learn from all of them, to be honest.
¿Cómo se siente? Como regresar a la escena de un crimen. Sé dónde están sepultados los cuerpos.
I think there's something timeless about Morticia. She's gothic, she's maternal, she's intuitive, but also a woman who leads with love in the most unconventional ways. So what part of her still surprises you when you step into her shoes?
It's just so much surprises for her. I think that's what makes her such a wonderful character to play. Having the ability, the season 2 of Wednesday, to have more screen time, both with Jenna as Wednesday and as with Gomez, Louis, and then with Joanna Lumley, who plays my mother, and of course sending Pugsy off to school and becoming so intertwined in Wednesday's journey. It's just, I can't begin to tell you how much, as an actor, it is wonderful to play, because you see her vulnerability, you see her emotion, you see her feistiness, you see her defiance, her unforgivable quality, her stubborn quality. All of this comes together, but as you said, rooted in love and a family unity. She's the matriarch, she's the estaca of, this family. And that's, she's just a joyous character. Funny, let's not forget that. She has a very quirky sense of humor.
Sé qué significan esas lágrimas. ¿Qué viste?
I think that in any Tim Burton's world, the weird is never just weird. It's a mirror, a metaphor, a form of truth. So how does working with him change the way you approach characters who kind of live in the shadows?
First of all, everyone brings themselves to Tim Burton on a platter, because you want him in a way to mold you. But I think the big picture kind of like is the thing that is the impetus to do what you need to do. I have to say, just working with only on Wednesday. I know you've done stuff obviously with Tim, but he casts very well.
Yes.
And so yeah, he's got half of what he needs because he's cast very well. And I don't know how you do that so that everyone comes in with something that absolutely fits the mold. And so he has to then put his thing on it. It's not it doesn't seem to be a great workout for Tim Burton. He makes it very easy, but I did make a little note going, God, does he cast well?
Yeah, I think for me the pleasure and initially frustration of working with him for the first time is I remember thinking, oh my God, he's giving me nothing. Like I have nothing. I don't know if I'm going the right way or the complete wrong way. Anytime I spoke to him, he just kind of brushed it off. It was very short, and in hindsight, it was so intelligent, and I'm eternally grateful for him for just letting me kind of figure it out myself. You know, he doesn't impose himself. You don't go onto the set thinking, oh, I'm doing this Tim Burton thing. You know, it's very character driven, and it remains that way. And he allows you the space and opportunity to explore to whatever extent you wish. It's a very safe place. I could fall on my face over and over and over, and he wouldn't mind, and he would encourage that. You know, so I think that has been such a gift and has led to a much more collaborative and just fulfilling experience from the both of us, because it's, you know, two opinions instead of one. You know, there's no people pleasing on the other side. It's you know, you both are doing what you feel is right and you're meeting in the middle, and therefore I think the outcome is much more dimensional and a lot richer, because, you know, it's not one person trying to appease the other.
You never get a sense that it's Tim Burton. It's Tim, you know, and he randomly comes and says, "Oh, thanks for bringing that idea. Or thanks for bringing that emotion to that today." It kind of works, doesn't it? Just like you go, "Oh God," and it's like you said, it's he's not a man of many words, but he doesn't have to say much for you to understand what we need to be achieving today for this particular scene. It's a real joy, I have to say. I hope every actor gets the ability to work with him. And that's,
I agree.
I don't want to be selfish with Tim Burton, because I think a lot of directors should work with him too.
Yeah, definitely.
Or just observe him, because it's a joy.
He's been a great education.
Amazing.
Weird, what you would consider weird is just kind of normal. He's just so open for everything and wants to make, you know, your character shine in the best way possible and in the weirdest way possible.
Yeah, you're in the spotlight. I mean, when I first, you know, was working on season 1, I think the biggest challenge for me was honestly like hitting his marks, or making sure that I hit the marks. And it's because when you watch it back, you're being framed in this way that's really spotlighting you and your uniqueness. And so it's interesting to get to work on season 2 and know that's what the intention is behind what we're capturing.
Es Adams con dos Ds, como en dardo venenoso.
I think that the world of Wednesday celebrates outcasts and the misunderstood in a very joyful way, you know. So how was playing Bianca and Edith changed the way you see your own weird side in real life?
I think what's nice about Enid is that she's unapologetically herself and doesn't care if she's weird or over the top or strange or different from others. And I think that sort of has taught me a lot about how to view my weird side.
I would say that Bianca is probably like the most level-headed of all the outcasts, but she also feels so at home at Nevermore, and I think that really parallels with my real life. Not that I'm level-headed, I'm actually quite zany, but but I do find so much comfort in being surrounded by artists and, you know, weirdos, and yeah, I'd say that's probably something that we share.